Hello again everyone, this is Trebus with SC2 Noob School, and today I've got a tip for you that is literally going to win you games that you should have lost. You know how you sometimes do something silly with your sentries and they just get surrounded by a bunch of Zerglings and then die? Well, we're going to learn how to prevent that today with the Forcefield Donut. Okay, the Forcefield Donut is essentially getting all of your units inside this little tiny space that's bordered by force fields. So the force fields are basically going to look something like this. You're going to start off just doing 5 force fields and try to get all of your units right in the center there. Now it's important whenever you're laying down your force fields that you don't lay any force fields that are, if it's directly on top of a unit, lots of times it'll split that unit off and then you won't be able to contain him within the donut. So that first force field is going to be 5 force fields, and then once they're inside the donut, you can actually do it with just 4. So let me show you how this works. You gotta wait for these force fields to go away. But it's just gonna go like this. And the faster you can do this, the better. Laying down all your force fields and you get your sentries in the center. Then once they're actually in the center, you can do it with 4 force fields and get them inside this tiny little spot there. See, once these go away, you'll see the 4 force fields, and that's really ideally where you want them to be. Alright, so let's show this actually attacking with Zerglings attacking. So Zerglings coming in, gotta protect my sentries. Obviously it gets more sloppy as this is a real world scenario, but the principle still holds. I got 5 of my original 6 sentries in here, and I can just keep force fielding them in. That was a bit of a mistake. If you actually overlap them too much, then they'll kind of squeeze out of the force field, which is weird. But yeah, as you can see, you can actually keep your sentries quite alive just by doing that donut. I highly suggest going into a unit tester and just practicing around with this, because, you know, even me just playing around doing this, I still accidentally squeeze one of those sentries off, and he will inevitably die. But so that shows you how you can use this defensively, but you can also use this offensively. So let's look at that real quick. So now we're going to look at how you can use the Forcefield Donut offensively, and it's basically going to be the same idea. You're just going to be trying to lay down force fields around all the roaches, and once you have a surround with the force fields, you're just going to kind of close them in and make them smaller and smaller until they're inside that tiny little donut. The other reason this works really well with this unit composition is roaches have a range of 4, stalkers have a range of 6, and sentries have a range of 5. So once they're inside that little 1 square donut, you can actually just attack them without ever getting attacked back. Also important to note is whenever you're laying these down, it's often best to lay down the side and back force fields first, and then lay down the front force fields. So let's see what this looks like. So I've got them in their initial donut. I'm just going to make this donut smaller and smaller. And as you can see, the roaches are not able to attack at all. Once they're inside that smallest donut I can make, I can just use 4 more force fields and they'll be stuck inside of that spot forever. And as you can see, this is a hugely cost-effective way to use force fields if you have enough force fields. Obviously, this was 6 sentries all with full energy, and it uses a lot of energy, but if you have it, it's totally worth it to do. I'll just show you what this looks like. Let's just look at a attack mood army versus using the force field donuts. I'm fairly certain the roaches will actually win this. So this is a technique that takes a lot of practice, so if you're wanting to use it yourself, I recommend finding this unit tester. It's called UnitTesterOnline. Check it out and just play around with using those force fields, and sometimes you'll just straight up win games that you should not have been able to otherwise. People like MC use this technique a lot, and he's clearly a lot better at it than I am. But if you can practice it and get a hang of it, it should help you out a lot. Alright, thanks for watching everyone. GG!